Alek, can you take us through the level of pride you have kind of honoring your Mexican roots and taking the team today for Team Mexico?
Yeah, it's definitely, I'm very proud to be Mexican, and I'm proud to represent, this side of my family. And, they're very proud of me for doing this. And I would do it, all the time, no matter who, asked me to play. Like I'm for sure playing. To put on the colors and, wear the flag is an honor, and I'm glad to do it.
Is it your mom's side of the family that's from
Yeah,
Mexico?
mom's side of the family is from Mexico and Tucson, Arizona. So, I'm putting on for them.
Very nice. Obviously, this team came so close in 23 to kind of shocking a lot of people, 3 outs away from beating Team Japan. How much does that still stick with you guys, and how much does that drive you to win that gold medal this year?
I think for us, it's like, all right, we know that we're capable of doing things like that, and we're just going to take that, momentum and try to, apply it to these games here. So, yeah, I think we have some guys that had some experience, in a playoff-like atmosphere, and I think we have a really good team here, and I think it's going to be, pretty similar to last year, I hope, but just a little bit different outcome at the end, I think.
On the topic of playoff atmospheres, you go from, spring training where guys are just trying to get their work and get ready for the season to immediately jumping in to packed stadiums and high leverage moments. What is it like kind of having to dial it up so quickly in the baseball season?
I think it just takes back to our preparation during the off season. Like, we know that we're about to play in these high stakes games, so I think our preparation is a little bit different as opposed to, getting ready for spring training and those type of games. So, yeah, I've tried to, tick up the intensity, out, in the games when I was playing for the Diamondbacks. So I think we're ready. These games are, to help us, prepare for, the high stakes games. So I think we'll be prepared.
Last thing we got for you, it's a really exciting outfield between you, Randy Arozarena, and Jaron Duran. What's it like taking the field with those 2 other guys, and how much energy does that give you and the rest of the team being out there with them?
Yeah, for sure. I think those guys are definitely, big personality guys and guys that I'm excited to play with again. Yeah, I'm definitely, honored to play with those guys and play with the rest of the guys on the team. It's definitely going to be really fun, and I haven't really talked to him about a new celebration yet, but once we start, getting it going, I think we'll come up with something cool, and I think we're just going to have as much fun as possible. And these games are serious, but at the same time, it's baseball, and we're trying to have fun and represent our country and try to make a representation for Mexican baseball.
Thanks so much for the time, Alek. Appreciate it.